On that day when our NAACP president, a woman named Daisy Bates, that I'm sure you read about in Melba's book, knocked on my family's door, she asked if I would be one of those that the people would call the Little Rock Nine. Was I scared? Sure, we all were. But how could we say no when we knew that all over the South, people were fighting for justice? Most people in Little Rock, I believe, didn't want to see us hurt. They just wanted to see us fail. They wanted us to flunk. They wanted to be able to say that we couldn't do the work. And we weren't going to let that happen. Our families weren't, our community wasn't, and we, the 9 students, especially weren't. So if there's anything heroic about that time, it wasn't just what you saw on television. It was what went on every night when we opened our books. When the cameras were off, we worked on math problems, write a paper, learn history. That's what led to that day in May when Dr. King, sitting beside my family, I got to get my diploma, the first African-American person to graduate from Little Rock Central High School. Everybody began clapping at each other student that walked across the stage. When I walked across, nobody clapped, not one single person. But I felt good anyway. I'd cracked the wall and others would come through. I think each of us began to understand it was a larger picture. I certainly, as I said earlier, didn't expect that 55 years after graduating from high school that I'm still talking about my high school graduation. I have a friend who says I've gotten more out of high school than any living American. I'll always be referred to as a member of the Little Rock Nine, and that's a tremendous honor. But you shape your life not by looking at what your role is going to be in history. That's for somebody else to determine. You shape your life by trying to do the best you can with your talents. If it's an easy decision, there'll be thousands of people standing with you. If it's a tough choice and one that may not be the most popular, you're likely to be standing there alone. And if it's a choice between the 1,000 people with you and standing there alone, I think you always go with the standing alone because that's likely to be the right choice. So as a teenager, to have an idea that I could go to that school, that I could compete, I could finish out, was an idea that I had in my head. And the last 55 years have proven that I made the right choice.